Hello and welcome to another StarCraft 2 co-op video. Today we'll be looking at another post from a Chinese forum about the upcoming mutation. The Thrashers aren't invisible after they spawn. Mag Mines are invisible, but the line after they are triggered is not. Note that the Mag Mines will trigger FA when they explode. There will be Mag Mines around the expo. Remember to run a lap around the area, including the area behind the minerals and gas as well as the empty space nearby before making your CC. The mag mines at the natural might fly towards the main, and even though they may not hit your workers, their range is 9, so they might pull your workers off your mineral line. Pay attention to your idle worker icon in the bottom left to see if there's anything unusual. In a duel, this mutation is not difficult. It's just that because of Fatal Attraction, if you don't pick the right commander, it'll feel like eating shit. If you pick an army commander, your units will likely get pulled, lose control, and then eat mag mines. If the enemy is Terran, be careful of SCVs repairing structures as they'll trigger Fatal Attraction as well. Recommended commanders. Mengsk. Make a missile turret or blimp for the first wave. You can deal with the enemies using a bunker or an explodey boy. The rest is just making ESOs in the center and blasting the Thrashers. Use Contaminated Strike about 5 to 7 seconds before the enemy wave spawns, or drop a bunker to stop the enemies from moving. As for Prestige, if your dual ally can protect you, choose P1, otherwise choose P3. If you have good map knowledge, this is the easiest commander to use. Dehaka P2. 3 pack leaders have a lot of HP and ignore Fatal Attraction. After Dehaka gets detection at level 5, he can jump into a group of enemies and then summon a pack leader to maintain detection. You can also wait until you summon a pack leader, then send the intercontinental missiles from creeper hosts over. The first time you send the Locust, the mag mines might fly towards the host, so be ready to dodge. You can also reach the second and third sets of Thrashers from the naturals. Before the fourth set is online, you can fly 2 to 3 mutas around the side. Fly them in around the sides to clear mines to make it easier for creeper hosts to get into position. In the early game, Dehaka should just blindly clear mines, then slap the rocks. Don't expect too much. You can add an Impaler and a Primal Worm to deal with the first wave. Nova P3. Nova moves around to clear mines, Sabotage Drone and Airstrike to clear the enemies. Remember that when you throw down a Sabotage Drone, the explosion will trigger Fatal Attraction and Nova might eat mines as a result. She might also get pulled while she is mumbling her nuke chant, which cancels it, by the way. When pretty much everything is cleared, Liberators can destroy the rest. I recommend not using the airlift to move around to make it easier for Liberators to dodge mines in an emergency. Defensive drones can also be used to trigger mines in corners. Other commanders. Cannon Toll P2. Remember to keep 1 blink to dodge mines, spread observers to get vision, then depending on your vision, project cannons to trigger mines, then attack once they're gone. Don't project too many cannons in the same spot to prevent them from being taken out by the mines. The yellow avatar can devolve enemies to make them leave the bases. It'll be easier to deal with them using the cannons at home. If an artifact is in the middle of a base, just consider it as clearing mines along the way. If you're using Spin to Win, blink away after spinning once, or else the tornado will betray you and kill enemies, triggering FA and making you eat mines. Overall, the experience is worse than P2, especially since non-P3 gets better ops vision, so you can project cannons farther to trigger mines. Also, you can devolve enemies and fight them at home with your cannons. You can effectively avoid and deal with FA mines and enemies, reducing the difficulty of clearing encampments. Stedman P2, Mass Links. Lings only take 10 damage when they get hit by mag mines, so they can be used to block mines. Move back when teleporting and when necessary. Not sure what this is. If you want to be lazy, you can play P1 and act as a tank for your ally. Don't let Gary turn on Gary Zone and go into the middle of a group of enemies, since he'll auto-attack and trigger FA over and over. Zagara P1. After the Thrashers spawn, fly a bunch of Overlords into the base to trigger mines, Irradiate, and Fungal Growth. Then Mass Scourge and crash into the Thrashers. You need about 60 to 70 Scourge to take out 1 Thrasher. For Bruto, the built-in cooldown for Irradiate and Fungal Growth is 15 seconds. Karax P3. Sieged ops won't get pulled. Take out detectors and then Solar Lance everything. Spend your resources on cannons at home. Another note, Stukov P3 Siege Overseers to avoid fatal attraction. Queens can give the map boss, Apocalypse, and Alexander some eye drops. Tossing out a top bar in the middle of a base can help clear mines without a lot of work. Also, Fatal Attraction and Mag Mines greatly reduce infested marines' effectiveness, since they will easily get killed in groups. You will need to supplement them with tanks to ensure that the marines are able to do their base duty on offense. If you really just want to help your ally tank mines, you're better off with hardened shield links. The overall experience is not very relaxed. Han and Horner P2. Strike fighters can clear mines. Because the Thrashers aren't invisible, Calm the Fleet only has 2 targets, so it can take out one of them or greatly damage 3 of them. The week after is Minesweeper, Lava Burst, Scorched Earth on Minor Evac. And 3 weeks later, there's RTK Speed Props. There's more to this post, but they're not really about advice, so I'm just gonna skip it because I've been kind of busy lately. Anyways, if you have any more questions or you have any questions or tips about other commanders, you can leave them in the comments. And that's it for this post. What advice do you have for this mutation? Comment it down below and I'll see you next time.